Hey, Moses here with Kabandana Academy. Today I'm going to be giving you a quick tutorial of sorts of how to edit a video podcast using CapCut on your phone. Why video specifically? Simply because I haven't quite figured out how to upload, how to import audio only on CapCut. So if there is a way, let me know down below. Okay, let's jump right into it. First of all, this is an iPhone 10, which is about 5, maybe 6 years old. So whatever phone that you have, if it's probably older, meaning like if it's later than when this phone was released, you're probably fine. If it's older than 6, 7 years, I don't know. I don't know. But this is an iPhone 10, about 6, maybe 7 years old. And so it's gonna be slow, but that is okay. I'm trying to show you that this can be done on an older phone. Okay, let's jump right into it. So if I show the screen here of the phone, I'm gonna find CapCut. Now, if you don't know where to find CapCut, that's you can come here to the App Store. It's gonna look like this, and you're gonna click on it. Again, if you already know how to do all of this, you can skip right ahead. And so we're not gonna do that right now. Gonna come to search, and you're gonna type in CapCut, okay? And you hit search, and bada bing, bada boom, CapCut is gonna be right here. You're gonna click on it, and obviously I already have it, so I'm not gonna download it. I can update it, but I don't know what new things is gonna introduce right before I record this video. So for the sake of continuing, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna click CapCut. I'm gonna open CapCut. And what is this? I don't want to do anything like that. So the very first thing that we're gonna do here is click a new project. This is why I said earlier that I don't know if you can do audio only, because all the options that I have here, let me switch to this camera here. All the options that I have here are they do not include any audio only features. So even the camera here doesn't, well, okay, let's see what that does. Okay, it doesn't, obviously I'm not gonna be able to upload audio using uh camera feature. So let me just jump right into it here. So we're gonna open, let me switch to this. We're gonna click new project here. And what this does is gonna bring up all kinds of videos. And this is why I say it's most likely going to work with a video podcast. I'm gonna open it. Yeah, 41 minutes. I recorded this a while back. And as you can see, the entire video gets laid out here. And let's say you recorded a video podcast and now you want to edit that podcast. Maybe you want to, let's see, what would you want to edit? Maybe you want to take out some missing places, missing things, not misspoken, but let's say there's like a chunk at the beginning, maybe a chunk at the end. You just want to trim. Let me switch here. You just want to trim the beginning and the end. This is how you would do it. You would come to the very beginning here of the podcast. You would find a little place that you want to trim. You would tap on the video and you would simply drag from the left to right, just like so. And then you would scroll all the way to the end. Let's see. This is a long podcast. We're only at 23 minutes. So you would scroll all the way to the very end. And you would zoom in here. You would tap the video again, and you would drag it. Let's say, see, we're not saying anything there, and I want to eliminate all that things like where I'm not really saying anything. I'll just drag it all the way to about there, and then that'll be it. But maybe you want to add subtitles to it. Okay, CapCut allows you to do that. We're gonna switch here to this top view. If all I want to do is to add subtitles, I'm gonna come here. So make sure that the video is not highlighted. You're gonna see all these options here, right? Left to right, you have the edit, the audio, the text, And right about here, you have captions. Okay, I'm gonna hit captions. Now, the thing with CapCut is that it has some paid features. Like if you wanna select a particular font or a particular style, you might have to pay for certain things. But we're gonna try to stick with all the free options today. Okay, let's see here. Switch back to here. Uh, okay, so I have audio. I mean, I selected video here. And let's see. So all the ones that have pro in them are paid features, are paid assets. So maybe I want this yellowish golden caption. I'm gonna tap on it and then I'm gonna hit generate. Now, what CapCut is gonna do is it's gonna go through your entire video, listen to the audio being spoken between you and your guest, or just you if it's a solo podcast, and it's going to extract out everything that you said and it's gonna turn it into text. So then that way you can, well, it will take that text and then it will put it on the screen as you were speaking, creating captions. I don't know why I needed to explain that. So right now it's at 99% and it's still going. Oh, and by the way, the reason that I'm making this video is because I want to show you that you don't necessarily need, in order to get started, you don't necessarily need complex microphones, complex recording devices. If all you have is your smartphone, you can start there. It is okay. You can always add equipment. You can always purchase more professional equipment. But if all you have is a smartphone, you can do that. So let me switch here. It is still processing. Again, this is a 6, maybe 7-year-old phone, so it's gonna take its time. That is okay. If you have a much newer iPhone or Android, I think CapCut is available for both Android and iPhone. If you have a newer phone, it might process it faster. Maybe it also depends on the speed of your internet. So if you have a very fast internet, the generation process might be a little bit faster. But the main thing to take away here is that you have a phone, start from there. It is okay to just start with your phone. And CapCut is a free application that you can use. Excuse me. It's a free application that you can use. You don't have to spend all kinds of money. You don't have to be a professional editor. You don't have to. You can just start here and just practice. You don't have to publish anything that you create and generate with CapCut. You can, for sure, but even if you just want to practice how to trim, like we just did, we just trimmed the beginning, we trimmed the end of the podcast. And now we're adding captions. Even if you never publish this podcast, it is good enough to practice how these things work. So I do have a more professional, let me see if I can switch here to the screen. I do have professional editing software like this DaVinci Resolve here. And what that does is it allows me to edit video only, audio only, put captions, make crazy transitions, but I don't need all of that if I don't have it, if I'm not there yet. If all I have is a smartphone, this is what I can do. Okay, so now it finished processing, it finished doing all the generations, generating the caption. And so I'm gonna hit play here. You're not gonna hear anything, but you can see the captions going up as I'm speaking. Okay, right here, perfect example. It says Moses Cabana. That is not how you spell my name. So if I want to change that caption, here's how I do that. I'm going to tap on the audio here. And on the top right, right about here, there's a little, maybe it's a pencil looking thingy, right? So you tap on it and it allows you to edit. How amazing is that? So we're going to come here and where it says Cabana, I'm like, well, that is not how I spell my name. So I'm gonna do a couple backstabs. My phone is burning hot, and the editing process might be slow because again, old system, old phone, and so the processing power that it has is not that great. But it's fine. It's fine. If you have a much newer phone, you might have a much faster experience, or maybe not. So Moses, I'm gonna make a correction here. ban. Here we go. Now I'm gonna come to the end here and get rid of this banner here. Okay, and it says, okay, welcome to the Moses Kabandana podcast. I hear Moses great. Okay, we don't need all of that. So if this sentence does not make any sense, so the transcription here might not have gone as smooth as 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 I want. So it is important to go over. This is AI generated, right? So you want to double check everything to make sure that everything is spelled correctly. It is a 41-minute video, right? Podcast. So if captions carry a lot of weight for you, go through. If you don't care about one or two misspellings being there, that's fine too. It's all up to you. So for me, I'm not gonna go through every single thing because I've already published this episode. By the way, this is just a sample episode. But let's just say I didn't want that. I would delete it, and I would hit done there. And by the way, if I want to change the style here, I have all kinds of styles to choose from. The ones I have pro, they're paid. So if I click on Poppins, I hit OK. Oh, it's taking its sweet time. It's processing here. Um, let's see. Is it gonna play? It's frozen. So this is a downside of editing, of doing such a complex editing for on a smartphone. Now, this is really not that complex of an editing, but again, we're editing on a 10, not 10, iPhone 10 that is about 6 years old, 6 maybe 7 years old. Okay, so now it's finished and it's showing me here that I can choose. Excuse me. I can choose all kinds of other stuff here. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So I'm gonna hit play and let's see, what do we see anything on screen? Okay, it's going. It's made the corrections. So let's come back here and see. It's gonna say here, welcome Moses Kabadana. Now Moses Kabadana is spelled correctly. Okay, awesome, awesome. So we've added caption to our podcast. We have, what else did we do? We trimmed the beginning and the ending. Let's say that there is something in the middle somewhere of the podcast. Maybe I misspoke. Maybe the guest was coughing. Maybe we needed to pause for a water drinking session. And you want to cut that out. How would you do that? Okay, so we're now on 40, no, 24 seconds in. So let's say on minute 30, there was a misspoken word or a session that I want to cut out. I'm going to zoom out here and, oh, come on, iPhone. It's old. It's old. And this is one of the downsides of editing on a smartphone is that the processing power might not be there. But again, the whole point for this is to show you that you can, even if you have an older smartphone like this one. Okay, so it's done doing its thing. And we're gonna scroll, keep going. We're at 32 seconds. At this rate, I don't think we're gonna make it to minute 30. So whenever it stops processing, we're just gonna pretend that we were at minute 30 and we're gonna cut out some stuff right there. It's just to show you how to remove um, places, things in your podcast that you don't want. So it's at 32. Let's see here. Tap. Okay, it's working. We're gonna tap there. And let's say from here to about, oh, let's see. It froze again. Cheapers. It's gonna be a longer video here. So basically, if this is where, if let's just pretend that here I just said something that is kind of embarrassing, we're both kind of laughing, and I want to remove that for one reason or another. What I would do is, if it's not highlighted, I would highlight the video. The very first option that I have here on the top, not on the top, on the left side here, is I have split. Okay, if I click that, you know what it does? It does just that. It splits the video, in this case, the audio as well, in half. In half, for lack of a better word. And then I go further ahead and I find where the mistake ends. So this is where the mistake begins. Okay. And let's say this is where the mistake ends. And I want to remove this little chunk. I'm going to tap on this video again. And on the bottom left hand side, I'm going to tap split again. So what that does, now it creates another split. So we've split the video. We've made two splits. We have the beginning side and then the ending side, and then we're left with this little middle chunk there. Okay, if I tap on it, now all I have is that middle part. If I want to remove it, it's simple. You see here, almost to the bottom right, there is a trash can. It says delete. So I just delete, and just like that, we have trimmed the beginning and the ending of our podcast. We have added captions. Terrible letters is all yellow and stuff, but you get the point. And now we have trimmed out, excuse me, we have split the sound. We found a mistake. We found a mistake, and we removed that mistake. And so now let's just pretend that everything is good. We listen through the rest of the podcast. Okay, we're on minute 6, minute 7, minute 10, 20, 30. Okay, now the iPhone is running pretty smoothly. It is important, once you listen through all the way through, it's important, like when you come here to the very end of CapCut, it always adds this little CapCut thingy. I don't want it. I don't like it. So I always just tap on it, and what I do is just hit the delete, the trash can. So now all I have from the very beginning all the way to the end is my voice, me and the guest, right? It's the entire podcast. So that, in a nutshell, is how you edit a video podcast on CapCut using your phone. There are way more advanced features. Well, I guess not advanced, but way more features that CapCut offers that are beyond the scope of this video. The main reason for me to make this video, again, to reiterate, it was just to show you that you can import a video podcast in CapCut. You can trim using CapCut, the trimming features on CapCut. You can add captions on CapCut, and you can remove the mistakes from your video podcast. And now that we're done, if we want to export this video, we click the top right here. We're going to click that, and just like that, it's going to start the exporting process. Now, I already have this podcast. I already created it. I already published it. So I'm not going to export it. I'm going to cancel here. I'm going to click the little X, and I'm going to quit. But that is how you edit a video podcast on CapCut using a smartphone. And it doesn't matter if it's a completely brand new iPhone 15 or an older iPhone 10 like this one. It is always best to use the tools that you have, even if the main purpose is to learn the basics, and the basics are really important. Learn the basics, even if it has to be with your phone, and then you can always add things. The best tool is the one that you always have with you. So I have a 3-day challenge. It's basically a week challenge that I walk people through 3 different reasons why they should start their own podcasts, whether they are business owners, whether they are a personal brand, or just a regular creator. And it takes about a week, right? It's technically 3 days, but it gives you the chance to start your own podcast, the challenge to start your own podcast within a week. Just giving you the little push that you might need. If that interests you, click the link below, and it's going to take you to Kabandana Academy, my academy. And it's a 3-day mini course that you're going to get delivered straight to your inbox. That's it. I hope that was simple. My name is Moses, and I will see you in the next episode. Not the next episode. That is the outro for my podcast. Okay, you get the deal. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.